rope, and when I put the shirt on. So it was
You weren't live before.
Oh, we weren't live. We're live now.
Oh, we're live now.
I don't know. I have no idea. Okay. Hi, folks. It's Mancow. This is Diamond Dallas Page. I mean, this has been great. It's too bad we talked about our fight. We talked about our makeup sex. No. So DDP is a legendary wrestler. I'm having Demon Slayer Saki. I don't know why this it's so half-assed, this podcast stuff. I have no idea what I'm doing. I was a radio guy. Anyway, all right. So where were you, DDP? Yeah, you got started late, and I'll tell you what I remember. And you're talking about Randy Savage, and I want to go into that a little bit. But you really were grateful. You maybe and I feel like I was kind of different. I had kids later than my friends. My friends had kids in their 20s. I think I was kind of a different father, and I think you had. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but you seemed to me very. You knew that it was big. You knew that. You were grateful. You were a grateful guy.
You want to know how I put it, Cal? I live with an attitude of gratitude. I mean, yeah. For me to start wrestling at 35 and have my career explode the day before I turned 41, like when I beat Randy Savage at Spring Stampede in 1997. And, I don't want to spoil this for any wrestling fans, but it's predetermined. But Randy controlled his own destiny. Him and Coke, they didn't put anybody over. In other words, give them a win on them unless they wanted to. And so Randy watched me go through this, from 35, 36, 37, and not getting anywhere, but keep putting the work in so that I could literally wrestle with Rey Mysterio one night or the Giant, a.k.a. the Big Show, the next night, and tear the roof off. And when they wouldn't use me, I worked my ass off. Inside my Hall of Fame ring, it says work ethic equals dreams, exclamation point, DDP. And without this guy right here, you can see there's a few pictures around me. The ones I talk about are right here. This is me in the American Dream in 1989.
There he is. Oh, my God. Look at the blood.
Man. Yeah, that's of course, you went right to that picture. Without Dusty Rhodes, there is no Diamond Dallas Page. And without, where the hell is he? Here he is right here. Without Jake Snake Roberts, there's no three-time world champion or Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Both of those guys, they saw how much I loved the business and how hard I worked. And both of those guys, both of them guided me at times. And a lot of people will say it's all about who you know or who knows you. I think that's bullshit. I think it's about who's willing to say they know you. Then the people pick up a phone and make a call. There's a time, Cal. I was managing the Freebirds. I'm a manager back then. That's me and Michael and Jimmy Jam. It's like show and tell, right?
Yeah. Okay, I can say. Yeah.
And I'm managing, at the time, I'm bringing out Scott Hall, the Diamond Stud, a.k.a. Razor Ramon, a.k.a. NWO Scott Hall. I created that whole look. His look, the hair, got rid of the mustache, grew the beard in, and we're live.
Say hello to the bad guy.
Exactly.
I loved that gimmick. That buddy, that was certainly a top 10 gimmick
of all
for me.
Time.
I loved Razor Ramon.
Of all time.
And you saved his life.
Bro.
And you saved his life.
He came up with that gimmick because he didn't drink back then, but he loved smoking pot. And we'd be in my 62 pink Cadillac. Oh, here it is. In my 62 pink Cadillac, going down the road to the next town, and he'd be doing Scarface. That's where that came from. That's where that whole character came from. And why did I bring that up? Scott Hall, we were talking about Dusty.
No, you're talking about getting your start.
Right. So bottom line is that's how I came in the business. And Scott Hall, what happened, I got to back up. What ended up happening was a guy named Magnum TA, who was going to be a huge star. I mean, bigger than Sting. He would have been so big coming out of the federation that he came into. but he was doing so good. He bought a Ferrari, and the road was wet, and he wrapped it around a tree and paralyzed one side of his body. But Magnum TA was one of the greatest human beings I've ever known. He kept working. He's still doing, he's still involved in the business indirectly, but he's such a great human being. But at the time, he was Dusty's right-hand man, and I'm a manager at the time. This is like 1991. And he pulls me into the room, their office for TV, and we're at some big stadium, that holds about 5,000 people or something. And he pulled me in the office and he said, listen, D, Dusty doesn't have the heart to do this, so he asked me to do it. He said, we can't let you, we want you to still do color commentating with Eric Bischoff, which is our 4th string show, but we can't let you manage anymore. And I go, what did I do? I go, I'll fix it. He goes, well, really, you can't. I go, what do you mean I can't? He goes, well, it's you. I go, it's me. What do you mean it's you? And he says, it's the bling. It's the hair. It's the clothes. It's the diamond dolls. You're taking away all the attention from the boys out there, and you're distracting. They're the guys who draw the money. And I look at him, I swear to God, Cal, and I go, Magnum, are you telling me I'm too over the top for professional fucking wrestling?
Yeah.
And he said, as a manager, yeah. As a worker, though, he said, what we should have done was put a pair of tights and boots on you and see if you could do this. And that's the only reason that I had 7 months left of my contract. And I said, fuck this. I'm going to learn how to fucking wrestle. And when I told these two characters, Jimmy Jam and Michael P.S. Hayes, when I told them, they looked at each other, looked back at me, and burst out laughing like it was the funniest fucking thing ever heard.
And you far surpassed them.
Hey, it gave me drive. I love both of those guys, and they helped me at other times later. But I needed to be told you can't do it. And I've been told I can't do shit my whole life.
When did you stop wrestling?
At 49. Well, actually, I stopped at 46. Yeah. I almost broke my neck. I was at WWE for a blip for like 4 or 5 months, and they were just going to beat down anybody from WCW. So when I almost broke my neck, I took it as a sign from God.
Yeah.
And kind of like the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
And I friggin' went out to LA, did the acting thing. And about 2.5 years later, they called me back and asked me to do the very best of Nitro. They wanted me to to host it.
Yeah, yeah.
And to tell you God's honest truth, I thought, let me see the script. So they sent it to me. And, history is written by the winners, and they won that war. So I read it and I just put it down. 3 days later, the producer calls me. He says, DDP, what do you think of the script?
Yeah.
I said, I don't think you want me to do this. No, you're the guy. You're the face of WCW. You're the one who didn't turn, go NWO. You're the guy. And I said, well, were you watching back then in 1996, 97? He goes, oh, yeah. I was the guy who was telling the head producer or the director, Kevin Dunn, what was happening. I said, well, then you remember. We kicked your fucking ass over that period. He goes, yeah, I was watching. I go, well, I'm not going to say the bullshit that you guys wrote for me to say.
Yeah.
And then it kind of freaked me out a little bit. He goes, well, change it. I go, change what? He goes, change the script. Call whatever you want.
You literally flipped the script.
And they let me do that. And that was the beginning of opening the door to be in the Hall of Fame. But that was the beginning.
Yeah.
And it was really good. And it sold great.
DDP, I thought, and I'm talking all TV. I'm talking scripted TV. Certainly Jonestown Massacre. Where am I going to this? I'm going to tell you. The Jonestown Massacre when I was a kid just blew my mind. And for some reason, that New World Order takeover, and nothing really happened. But that was some of the greatest TV I ever saw. It was the highlight of wrestling for me. Just Hulk Hogan walking around like, wait, Hulk Hogan's a heel? And it was such good TV. It was so well done. You guys had such defined characters. You were part of that. And it was the high water mark for me as far as wrestling goes. And all of these wrestling shows now, and you're a part of all of them. The stuff on Vice. Hey, I'll tell you something. The same thing with me. They came after me. They were real bastards, Vice, and they said we're going to do an hour about how Stern beat you. And I said he never beat me. He never beat me. Oh, come on, bullshit. And they were real pricks to me. And I said, well, let's do it. And they called me back a month later, and they said, you're right. He never beat me. I was never on in New York, so I didn't beat him in New York. But he never came close to me. And the same deal, like WCW, we were the underdogs, and we won ugly, and we fought, and we had that work ethic. So in that respect, I can relate to your to your story. Did you have a lot of? So you're a married guy, and you're one of the biggest stars on earth in wrestling. Was there a lot of sexual temptation? Was it tough being married?
Without question. And my wife at the time, she was young. She was 13 years younger than me. And bottom line is, yeah, you did. You enjoyed the road at times, and part of it, man.
Were you doing? Jake's been on this show a lot, and we've talked to Jake over the years. Were you doing that kind of stuff? Do you have to do the drugs to numb yourself?
Here's a great story. Great, it's good you said that. You see, when I started wrestling, again, I'm 35, 36, 37, and I'm doing everything I can to hold back the hands of time so that I can get that, what I never thought I would get to the level I got to, not till years later. And one night, me and Jake were out, and he would get me booked on independent shows where I made like $50, $100 on a good day. Jake's making good money, but you got to be able to perform in front of people to get better. And one night we were out, and we're drinking, and I see him pop a pill. And I say to him,
"What's that?"
I go, "Did you just chew up a Percocet?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Why would you do that? They taste like shit." And he said, "Well, goes right to your brain when you chew it."
Yeah.
I said, "Goes right to your brain." I go, "How many is that?" He goes, "I don't know, 12, 13.
Holy shit.
Oh, Jake and a lot of the guys I know did way more than that. Now, we got to remember.
I loved him.
At that point,
DDP, I thought Perkinans were pretty incredible. I mean, I know we're not supposed to say that, are we? But I get it. That I get.
Well, what I thought to myself is, I need those fucking things. Because he said to me, I said, "Why do you take so many?" He said, "Because they start to learn, they lose their effectiveness after a period of time. So you take more." And I thought, fuck, I'm fucking 37 years old. I need those fuckers to work when I want them to work, And so I never got caught in that. I still drank. And if you look at the kids today that are out there, a lot of these kids are straight edge.
Yeah.
That's why they can do this crazy shit they do. I don't know how to explain it, because so many of these kids should be walking around with broken necks or not walking with walkers, but they're not.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can think of is they are not abusing their bodies with fucking booze and pills. That's the only thing I can think of.
Okay. Here's what I want to do, Jake. I want to go really.
Dallas. Jake's the other guy.
Alice, I'm sorry. I want to go really quickly, through a few wrestlers, and then I want to stop, and then I want to talk, and then I want to change gears. I want to talk DDP, and then I want to say goodnight.
Good night.
But quickly. I was there. I don't know why I want to tell you this. I think it was WrestleMania 10. Do you remember the guy in the Bigfoot costume? Remember the wrestler that was Bigfoot?
I've heard about it, but I don't know.
It was in Vegas, and I was there, and everybody went, and they made a big deal about Bigfoot wrestling, and it was awful. And there was the guy in the bird suit. I know.
That was bad. That was bad stuff back then.
What was the worst gimmick?
I don't even know. There's so many ones that never get off the ground because they're not going to work.
Did you know that the Big Show sold cars at my car lot?
Get the fuck out of here.
No, call him.
Did he really?
Ask him if he didn't sell cars for the Muller brothers.
I know that's where he met Hulk in a basketball game up there.
Well, there you go. Okay. What else I want to ask you? Did you like Al Snow?
I love Al Snow.
Is he alive?
Yes, he's doing
Yeah.
great. He's doing great. He's got that, hey, wait a minute. Have you seen that show on Netflix called Wrestlers, it's called.
No.
It's Wrestlers with an S.
No.
Watch it. It's,
okay. I watch the Vice stuff. I watch all the Vice stuff, except for the extended episodes, which flow. All right. And you know, Savage, DDP, I have you on not to talk, but to hear you talk. But quickly, one of my favorite memories in life is I'm driving through nowhere in Florida, 2-lane back blacktop, nobody's around, and in an old kind of muscle car, I see Randy Savage, and I roll down my window, and he's going, and I say Randy, and he looks over and he goes, Mancow. That was it, and he drives on, and it was just like, thank you, Jesus. God, that was a great moment. I love that guy. Did I love Randy? And I saw that you had Ric Flair behind you there. I mean, these are, and I loved the Bushwhackers as a kid. Those were my entry point into wrestling.
Wait, hold on. Let me show you a picture that Luke, the Bushwhacker, put up about a year ago on Facebook, because they came in my club. That's what really started all of this. I had a club in Fort Myers, Florida. And if you left Miami and drove to Tampa or vice versa, because that would be the next town you do, that's 300 miles. Fort Myers is in the middle. And I took care of Jake. Jake got taken care of. He told the boys. Luke put this up as a Facebook picture, and the caption is DDP before he's DDP.
Holy shit, look at that hair. That's awesome.
Look at that crazy hair. Now, my favorite picture later that night, after hours.
They were trash men, folks.
Me and Ted DiBiase doing upside down tequila shoot.
Oh, see, there is a guy. Now, DDP, you were great, and then you really grew to have an unkind feeling towards me, or whatever. Whereas DiBiase was the exact opposite. That was another Ted. Listen to this, brother. Ted DiBiase. God, I do. This is what Billy Corgan and I do all night. By the way, this is the kind of shit we sit and do. I talked to him today. He wanted me to say hi to you, Dallas.
Great guy, and I love that he's getting to run the NWA.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool, man.
I hope, yes, sir, and I hope he brings it back. But no, I'm the host. I've got the #1 show in San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, Wild 107, a station I created. I go out. It's the Oakland Coliseum, and Ted DiBiase and Erwin Shyster comes out, and IRS picks up the mic and goes, "It's time all of you pay your fair share. I know all of you are on welfare." And I thought, oh shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. You should have seen this audience. Oh shit. Okay. Wow. What great memories. Playing baseball with Macho Man all the time. Oh man, what fun. What fun we had. What a crazy era. Okay. So
hey, Cal,
yeah.
You want to hear the story when Randy passed?
Wait.
When
Randy, which Randy?
Randy, when Randy Savage died.
Oh, Randy Savage, yeah.
So I call up Lanny. And I don't like going to the funerals or any of that shit. You know, something, I got to go for Randy, though, right? Because without Randy, I don't have that, the crazy career I had. So I call up Lanny. And he says, listen, Diamond, he said, Mach really loved you. He really appreciated you. And, the bottom line is, this is going to be a very small funeral. It's only for family. He said about 9 months ago, his dog Hercules died. And Randy had this beautiful plantation. And in the middle is this huge Seminole tree. And Randy gets his dog cremated. And as we're walking out to the Seminole tree to lay the ashes at the foot of the tree. Now, this is Lanny doing Randy. And he says, Lanny, when I die, I don't want any kind of fanfare bullshit. Just want the family, just the family. And when I die, I want you to take my ashes and I want you to lay them down here right next to Hercules. And Lanny says, and I said, Randy, why would you want your ashes laid next to your dog Hercules? He said, if it's good enough for Hercules, it's good enough for me.
Oh God. So wonderful.
I said, Cal, I said, Lanny, can I please tell that story? And he said, you tell whatever you want about Macho. I've got so many ridiculous memories with that cat. That guy made my career, man. You know,
I was with him by chance. I'm not adding myself to history like our vice presidential candidate. I'm telling you, DDP, just by chance, I was there when Miss Elizabeth ended it.
Oh,
and we were in a van, he and I in the back of a van with a driver, and I have never in my life seen that sort of pain, that sort of heartache.
Wow.
And I mean an hour of heaving and crying and snot, shaking, and he was.
I can't imagine. Bro.
And of course, it was played for big laughs on TV. That had to really suck for the man.
I don't think anybody laughed at that. You know,
but you know, his breakup was very public, and yeah, I think he really did love her, and I know that he had his demons. And anyway, I'm done with that. I remember, and I've wanted to talk to you about this for years, and I want to get to DDP Yoga here in a second. We're going to, and I appreciate you not forcing it. I said that, you didn't. I'm a member now, as you know, right? I signed up for the app.
Right.
Okay, I think you're toasting me there, or just drinking. I am terrified of snakes. Jake the Snake told me a story, and I don't think this has ever been public. Did he lose a cobra in your house? Was it in your house?
Yeah, it's been public. What ended up happening is, you know, Kimberly was super, super cool. By the way, you never, you did. Okay, that's the email. Okay, now I get it.
Okay.
So I'll send it off to my buddy so you're hooked up. Jake was supposed to move in for like a week or two.
That already sounds like a nightmare. Oh, shit.
Well, you want to know, a lot of the guys, you know, when you get hurt, you don't hear from. You hear from your real friends. And Jake and I had already solidified a friendship before I ever was in wrestling. So I ended up, tearing my rotator cuff. And a lot of people don't notice, but in 1991, I think it was, I think it was early 91, WCW let me go. My contract was up. I had a torn rotator cuff and I couldn't wrestle. And they were like, you're done. And that's when Jake had called me and asked me, you know, how I was doing. And then I found out him and his wife were split up. So I went to Kimberly after I talked to him. I was going to go meet him at the Marriott. And I went and talked to her and I said, listen, do you think Jake could take the bottom, downstairs bedroom? I said, we're not using it. I go, it would really help me to, for him to, just look at my matches and, just critique shit and stuff. It helped me. And I said, I think it'll really help. But she was like, okay. And he was there for 3 months. And Jake is Jake. And at some point, we're getting booked in the Philippines, the most money I've ever been paid, which is still nothing, but Jake's the headliner. And we're going to go to the Philippines and Singapore and that shit. And Jake said, you got to call the promoter yourself, though. And I'm in the back room. And as I come out, as I'm walking down the hallway, I hear Kimberly laughing. And as I walk in, Jake's got the glove that you can't bite through. And he's got the cobra in the other hand. And she's laughing. And I'm like, letting that shit go. I go to the phone to call this guy, John Arizzi, about a booking. When I come back 15 minutes later, I'm like, he's walking down the stairs. I'm like, Jake, give me a high five, bro. I got booked. And he walks by, big problems. I go, what? Bro, I got booked, man. Thank you so much. He goes, no, I lost a snake. I go, you what? I go, stop fucking with me. You didn't lose a snake. He goes, I lost the fucking snake. The fucking bathroom. I put him in there to cool him down. Now I know he does that. So that had some legitimacy to it. So I go, you put him in the bathroom and you just let him go. He's like, it's a little room. It's a little bathroom. So we walk up there, and both of us, what you don't know is Jake the Snake Roberts, when he's Jake the Snake, he ain't afraid of snakes. When he's Aurelian Smith, his real self, he's scared to death of snakes. So I fucking look in the bathroom. There's no motherfucking snake. I go, Jake.
This is in your house.
This is in my house.
A cobra.
Cobra, 12-foot black cobra.
12-foot black cobra in his house. Okay.
So now there's nowhere to go, but here's a vanity there. And when you hit the vanity, it goes because snakes go and cobras go. He gets up, he goes, oh, he'll come out. He's just going to cool down in the shade. I go, what do you mean he'll come out? He goes, I'll be back in the morning. I go, you're back in the morning. You're not going anywhere. He goes, I'll be back in the morning and I'll take care of it. I don't know, but Jake's already on a high. I don't know. But you got to remember, Jake's here and I'm here at that time. So bottom line is he leaves. He left for 3 days. When Kim woke up the next morning, now I have pillows up against the door because our cats, they were like lever door handles. So the cats would jump up and open the door. I don't want that fucking snake roaming around my house.
Eating your cat.
So I put the doors and the pillows in front. When Kimberly saw those fucking pillows at 8 o'clock in the morning, hey, what the fuck? Is that fucking snake in that bathroom? Spooky Sophie going for her cats. She lost her mind. I go, it's okay. It's okay. The snake's trapped there. I go, he's under the vanity. She goes, under the vanity? You know you don't put the sheetrock all the way down in the vanity. You just push the vanity in. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, what the fuck is he's in the walls? And she goes, what if he's in the walls? I'm like, oh, fuck. So I had to totally heal on her. She freaking grabbed the cat. She left. I bought a snake wrangler in, and he ripped the freaking little thing off. And there's this cobra in the back and no sheetrock. Like, it's like this in pieces. That fucking thing could have gone up and up the friggin' walls and it laid babies. Who the fuck knows? All I know is that guy looks at me and he goes, is he devenomized? I said, I have no fucking idea. Eventually, he got that fucker, ringed him in, put him in a bag, put him in a box, put some holes in it and put it downstairs until Jake came back 3 days later. So
can they take the venom out of him? I
guess they could. I don't think the Randy Savage story that you don't know, Jake tells the story is amazing. But remember when he fucking boom.
Oh yeah. When Ralph, try to find that. What it's Ralph will be able to find it easily. We'll show it right now. But it's they're wrestling and it's Macho Man versus Jake the Snake, and the snake bites Jake.
Well, what the snake, is he wraps him in the rope.
Did it get Randy or Jake?
He got Randy.
Okay,
but
Randy.
He fucking wrapped him in the ropes. Okay, so now Randy can't go anywhere. Supposedly. Bottom line is, fucking Vince tells Randy what the finish is, and Randy goes and grabs Jake, and he's like, "Ooh, is he devenomized?" He's like, yeah, of course he's devenomized. He goes, then he bites you first. He's like, what? He goes, he doesn't have to bite me. He's got to bite you. He's like, you're the test subject. And he made Jake pull him out and clamp him on himself first. That's where wrestling gets real fast. Crazy shit.
Brother, could you do it?
No. But
you're filthy too. You can get all kinds of sicknesses from them biting you.
Like in
the poison.
I probably would have done it.
Wait. I don't know what we got here. Okay, it's a snake. Okay. There it is.
Go.
Pass. Pass. I'm not. Oh shit! Get it off, Ralph.
Now understand something. Something. When you get bit by a snake, it's normally, let's pull this big screen. Okay, when you get bit by a snake, they do this. Boom. But a cobra doesn't do that. He gets in and he chews. That's how he gets the venom in you. It's not an instant thing. It's a chew. That's why, Jake, they move slow.
And they can spit venom too, can't they?
I don't know about that.
Some of them can. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Either way, I'd say I wouldn't have done it, but all I remember is when Sting dropped from the ceiling one night. I was fighting the whole NWO, got knocked on the floor. Sting got down, grabbed a hold of me, and hooked me up, and we went 85 feet into the rafters. I did that crazy shit. So
is Raven still alive?
Raven is still alive and doing very well.
Do you talk with Raven?
Occasionally.
I had the second best drug experience of my life with Raven. He came back from Germany with empathy, which we called ecstasy, and I was in love with everything. I was in love with a throw pillow on my couch, and I'm not kidding. Raven, what about Raven? Sting was, God, man, all these guys came through my studio with great times. You just saved a guy, and Diamond, I'm having a tough time, okay? And Frankie, our mutual friend, Frankie Rodriguez, said, man, don't tell DDP that you don't like Buff Bagwell because he just saved his life. Look, the Buff maybe he was playing the heel, but I found him to be a douche. But and I liked all you guys mostly. The other guy that was a douche was the Brooklyn Brawler, and Bob Backlund, complete asshole.
Wow,
right?
That's kind of weird because Bob Backlund was one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Wow. Well, no, but around guys like me, he was not.
Oh, okay.
He would see. This is my line. This is my line, but it would be something like spell rhinoceros, and then I'll talk to you. He would He would give me little trivia questions, and like, can we just talk? Anyway, okay, all right. Ralph, put up the other website we were looking at, DDP's website. This is some big tubs there you helped. Some of the and I saw your.
Have you ever seen the Resurrection of Jake the Snake?
Of course.
Okay.
Resurrection of.
This is one thing I will say. Anybody who's never seen the Resurrection of Jake the Snake, go to Amazon Prime, check it out.
It's great. I love documentaries. It's a great documentary, very memorable. The Wrestler. Did you like the movie The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke? Yeah.
I did.
And did you like the oh God, what was his name? God, he was on the show all the time. He had the hand puppet, Sacco.
Mick Foley.
Did you like that documentary with his kids watching? I'll never forget that moment.
Yeah, that was tough. But you know what? His kids all love wrestling. So
okay. So Ralph, can you push play?
The way I looked at myself, I considered myself human garbage.
Garbage.
That's the way he looked at himself at one time.
I think hopeless was probably a good word for it. I was extremely suicidal.
Okay, Ralph.
I remember telling my friends that all my.
Go ahead, Ralph. Bring it back. How much did he lose, DDP, with your system?
Over 300 pounds.
Look, I've had endless people. I think even Frankie.
Show what he looks like now.
Okay, Ralph, find what he looks like now.
Show where Ken Doors is now.
Ken Doors?
Ken Doors, yeah, great guy.
But I think even my friend Frankie, we were talking about, I think he did the yoga and it saved him.
Yeah, it helped him.
So the results are. I mean, look, independent of you over the years, people have come up and said, man, I heard about DDP Yoga on your show, and they give some ridiculous number and it saved their life. How big they were, and and
it was never about weight loss, Cal. It was about fucking starting to love yourself and care about yourself as opposed to think you're garbage like that poor guy. Get Ralph, pull up the ending. I want you to see what he looked like at the end.
Oh my God, is that the same guy?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, it is.
Oh, bullshit.
No. Special that I don't think I've ever felt. I am living my best life right now in my 50s. I'm a pretty lucky guy, getting a second chance in life. I'm going to do my best to make the most out of it. Don't know what's going to happen. Don't know what the future's going to bring to me. Actually, I do. It's going to keep bringing me good stuff. I'm still going to keep doing good things. I'm still going to keep pressing forward because that's what I do.
Okay. All right, Ralph. Okay. DDP. Shark Tank. My opinion is it's all bullshit. And I've heard that when Robert makes an offer, I've heard this. I don't want to get sued by whoever, but I know I'm serious. Is it bullshit, Shark Tank?
No,
okay.
It's not, bro. Here's what happens. You get there, those fucking sharks, they're doing their own shit. They're on their phones just like everybody else.
You had a good episode.
In between shit. And when it comes time to go, then they pay attention. And it's not, an 8-minute thing. It's an hour. It's an hour deal, and they take the best 8 minutes. I never went there to get, for them to pick up the program. I went there for exposure. And it was things,
Of course. All right. So I don't want to give you a sob story. I don't have a sob story. Although, what's that?
You don't need one.
Yeah. But I will tell you, DDP, lately I'm thinking, and it's the world as well, and if I didn't have kids, I got to be careful saying this because I don't want it to come off wrong, but I'm okay with not being alive.
What? You got kids, dude. You can't.
No, I said except for my kids.
Yeah.
I don't love where things are right now.
Are you in your life?
No, my life is fantastic. Honest to God, my life is fantastic. And that's what I just don't, the culture I don't want to be part of. I get offers to do things. I don't want to be part of it. I don't want to be part of the noise. This is me sitting in my house talking to an old friend. And half of the time I don't do this. I'm glad you're here. And I am starting to stiffen up a little. And I know some of my friends are starting to stiffen up. So what are something, and I don't want to be in an old folks home. I don't want any of that. Anyway, I want to.
How old are you, Cal?
I just turned 27.
How old are you? What anniversary? What anniversary?
Well, we're coming. We're the second. 2 times. So I have. I don't want to live in this world no more. I don't want to die in a nuclear war. I want to sail away to a distant shore and make like an ape man. And I've got those dreams as well. But if things go where I think they're going here, I don't want to see it. It's too heartbreaking. The news is too heartbreaking. But
you gotta stop paying attention to that shit.
But let's skip that. I'm just saying, what is something? I know you have a chair. Oh, I've been wanting to say since you first clicked on, even though we weren't on live yet, the Butterbean story was incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so Butterbean was another guy you saved. All right. So what can Mancow Muller, what can our fans watching on X and elsewhere, what can we do? I know you always have a chair. You need a chair. Give me some simple stuff.
What do you mean? What are you looking for?
I want to begin DDP. I want to begin the process. And I'm a lazy MFer. I live in Muller Manor. I really don't like getting off the couch. Thank God we have remotes because just going to flick the channel will be too much. I do walk every day. I do swim, but I'm not a gym guy. I'm not into any of that. So how do I begin loosening up? I'm a very stiff guy, and I have been since high school. I mean, ridiculous.
I'm not even going to talk about my program, bro, because here's the real deal. Like, you don't know what's real with you and what's not. If you really fucking hate, like, I think our world is fucked. And has anybody not seen?
You think I'm not real? You think I'm not being real with you?
No, I don't know. And I don't care.
Well, I am.
My point is, has anybody?
DDP, hang on. Listen, we're doing Demon Slayer. We have another guest. We're not going to get to you because I'm enjoying DDP too much. But will you do some? This is pretty cool, actually. This is my father in the '60s, the Playboy Club in Chicago. I don't know.
That's tremendous.
See the girl.
That's true. I can see it. Tremendous.
But he traveled around, and I'd like you to have this is just the best. Cheers. This is the best that you can get with sake. So anyway, and Didi, we're all drinking. So let's.
Me too, dude.
Okay, I know. Okay, so go ahead, brother.
Everything comes down to the story you tell yourself, bro. And if you fucking think at all, like, I don't think it sucks. I mean, I'm not red or blue. I think they both suck. They don't dictate how I feel. The news, I don't pay attention to it because it's all about, everybody trying to eat up everybody. I don't give a fuck. I live in an attitude of gratitude, bro. I've lived a dream. If I died this second, I lived fucking 5 or 6 lives and had a hell of a time. I'm good. Do I want to know? No, because I had a gorgeous, amazing wife that I love being with.
Just to be clear, everything you just said is how I feel.
Okay, so you should feel good.
But except being Mancow, you know, I had to report on all of this stuff, and I had to be on top of everything. And you know, it got really sickening. And you cannot be blue or red or any of that. It's true, but whatever you are, you're certainly seeing our great America degrading, and it upsets me. Now, I have pulled myself back, and I'm healthier and happier now. So
you should pull yourself back, because that's just poison to you, bro.
What I'm asking you is, I remember you with a chair with all these people. You start with a chair. So tell me, I know you don't want to sell. I mean, you do, but you don't. I can't believe it. Because the first time the first time you want to sell deep, now you're telling me you don't want to sell it. But I want to know.
Here's what I do.
What can I do, and what can my militia members watching do? What's something simple we can do? I'm a very stiff guy. By the way, I said high school. I'm talking since I was a kid. They couldn't believe it. I'm not a limber guy. So how do I begin?
Well, let me just tell you.
I've got your app. I'll continue from there, or maybe I won't. Who knows?
Well,
maybe we'll have another interview in a year. Okay.
And maybe when you get too stiff, because it's all about mobility, bro. It ain't about getting older. Again,
I hear that from everybody.
I'm going to be 69 in less than 6 months, and I can do shit.
You know what a 6.9 is?
I've already heard this.
I said it earlier, but I don't think we were on. A 6.9 is
right,
69 interrupted with a period. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Interrupted by a period. A 6.9 is a 69 interrupted by a period. Okay.
There we go. We got that joke.
I got to get the joke out. Okay. So tell me something I can do.
Well, the first thing is you can pull your head out of your ass and stop fucking talking about all the negative shit. You know, there's actually a science behind it now. They call it hope molecules. That's what the science is behind having a fucking positive attitude. Let me ask you a question.
Do you know how you get that in Chicago? By having sodomy with Obama. He injects you with the hope molecules.
So let me ask you a question.
I believe all this. I'm into all of this. Not the sodomy with Obama. You know what I mean?
So let's talk about this for a second. I was on it's a site called, not site, but an app called Brainy Quote.
Brainy Quote.
Brainy Quote. And one night, as I was going through it, I saw this quote, and I thought, fuck. And the quote was this: the repetitions of affirmations leads to belief. And once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. When I read that, knowing that is maybe one of the truest things ever, the repetitions of affirmations can be really bad. Like, this sucks. This whole world sucks. I don't care if I'm here anymore. Or, fuck, I'm never going to fuck. I don't care. I'm nothing. I'm a loser. I'm worthless. Whatever the fuck story you tell yourself is your reality. So before I went up for my Hall of Fame ring, I'm in front of 22,000 people for the first time in 15 years. I could have been in my head. Fuck, what if I forget where I am? What if my fucking iPad freezes? What if, fuck that. The only story going through my head is I'm going to fucking do the best talk I have ever done. I'm going to blow them away. I'm going to make them laugh. I'm going to make them cry. I'm going to inspire them. That's the only inside affirmation. See, the repetition of affirmations leads to belief. And once that belief becomes a deep fucking conviction, things begin to happen. Now, I'm not going to tell you who said that quote, but I'm going to tell you.
It was Charles Manson.
Of course, you went to as far left as you can go. So wait a second. That's on that note.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you who said it, but when I read it, I thought, holy fuck, I know his affirmation. Like, I know this guy's affirmation. Like, what's the odds of that? So I'm going to just tell you his affirmation, and you tell me who said it. You paying attention, Cal?
Yeah, yes.
Making sure. This is what he used to say. I am the greatest. I am the greatest of all time. Who said that?
Muhammad Ali.
How do you know that?
Because I heard him say it.
How many times?
Over and over.
Oh, so the repetitions of affirmations
Yeah.
leads to belief. And once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. Ali have been saying that since he was a kid. That guy was my hero growing up as a kid. Him and Sylvester Stallone. When I saw what the fuck he did and how he did it, those two guys, and then Clint Eastwood. But those three guys are the main guys I look up to. So I find out in 1997, I am on top of the world, living a dream on a whole different level. And I just found out I'm doing an autograph session and Muhammad Ali's going to be there. I was up at 5 o'clock. I'm at the 6 o'clock flight. I don't remember where I was going, but I'm on that 6 o'clock flight, heading to that town. And it gets stuck on the friggin' whatever they call that fucking
Tarmac.
Yeah. I'm sitting on the fucking tarmac 4 hours. Ali's already going to be done before I get there, but I still he's going to be there. He's going to be there. You got to believe. You got to believe. You got to believe. And when I get there, he should be gone for hours. I run into the fucking green room, Mickey Mark, man. Looking, it's packed with
Mickey Mark.
Everybody's there.
Yeah.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is there. Friggin' the Rockets there. Fucking Chipper Jones. I mean, everybody who's anybody at that time is in that room. And then I hear, and I look around, and it's Ali, and he does. And as he's walking to me, my brother caught this shot. He says, "Lock up." Muhammad Ali calls the lockup. It was like I died, went to heaven, and had such a good time. He could still talk then, very slowly, but totally,
Yeah, there, man.
He had it. He just couldn't get it all out. And the next time I saw him was this picture. Because if ever I had decided I was going, and the third time.
Wow. I met him. Yeah, go ahead.
I got there late. He was getting in a friggin' van. And as it was taking off, I got out of the car, Ali! And they stopped the fucking van. And I ran up, and the door opened up, and he gave me a hug. It was
He was something.
But the repetitions of affirmations leads to belief. And once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. See, I don't fill my brain with negative shit. You become
DDP.
You become the 5 people you hang out most with, bro.
Ah, shit.
What happened?
I'm just looking around the room. I got a nice crowd here. Okay. I do. Okay. I have a lot to say. And I don't want to take any more time, people's time tonight, but can I go through some things quickly?
Dude, I'm not in a hurry. Go ahead. We ain't talking.
Well, I am. I got shit to do. No. I have a pair of Ali gloves hanging up. I loved Ali. I have a great Stallone story for you. I want to be very clear. I 2 or 3 weeks ago, I spoke in front of 10,000 people. And I have by choice removed myself from the public eye. Gary Franchi and I don't know, Mike Lindell, the pillow guy, and Trump's people, and this Gary Ray Bine. Everybody said what was his name? Charlie Kirk was there, and a lot of people were saying you won the day. And what I do is I say something similar, or I think something similar, and it's before I speak, like you before your Hall of Fame, and that was let go and let God. I just give it all to God, and I say, God, lead me. And yes, I have some idea what I'm going to say, but what are you looking down at? Are you ashamed?
No, I'm going to give you something right after this. Go ahead.
Okay. And I want to tell you my Stallone story.
Oh,
and I've never told this story, and I might get myself in trouble. So have you seen, do you remember Rocky IV with Dolph Lundgren?
Of course.
Okay. You're going to love this story. God, this is good. This is too good to share on this shitty podcast. Have you seen the new Rocky IV?
What do you mean new Rocky IV?
Okay, well, this year he recut it.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't see that yet.
Okay, So I saw it. I don't want to get myself
real. Is this Mancow shit or real shit?
Diamond. Come on. So I'm talking to someone. And the guy goes, hang on a second. Sly gets on. And the guy goes, and it's another famous person. I don't want to get anyone in trouble. And he goes, Sly, listen to this, Mancow. Yeah, I know Mancow. Tell him. And I said, hey, Sly, I just saw Rocky IV. Oh, yeah? I said, yeah, this is 6 months ago. He goes, oh, yeah? I said, yeah, I thought Bridget Nielsen was in that movie. He goes, yeah, and I wish I could cut her a very fucking family picture, too. He is removed. He goes, I wish I could cut all my ex-girlfriends out of all my movies. If you see the movie, Bridget Nielsen's not in it.
Oh, wow.
So he was able to go back, and he just loved that I noticed that. He's like, yeah, I wish I could have cut that bitch out of everything.
Oh, that's funny.
If you can find it, you'll look it up when you're done talking. You'll say, yeah, man.
Let me show you something right here. All right.
Yeah.
Those who can pull it in, you can see it.
I can't see it. Tell me what it says.
This is from Sly. You know he does all his own shit. Just like The Rock, he does all his own shit. And he saw the butterbean.
Hold it up again.
Let's see. Where's right there?
Congratulations to Butterbean, a real warrior. I am stunned by Diamond Dallas Page's extraordinary healing abilities. Holy shit, man. Good job.
How cool is that?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That was so huge to me. You know, me and Rogan, I was on Rogan's show.
He's a man. He's a real man.
Stallone
is a real deal.
Real deal. When I was on Rogan's show, we were talking about what a study is, you know? And when Austin was doing the first Expendables, right? When Austin was doing that one, you know, there was the first one, you know, of 4. And I called Steve and we were talking and he said, he said, in a world of alpha dogs, there's one true alpha dog, and his name is Sylvester Stallone.
Wow.
Those
those movies to me were diminishing returns, but boy, he's done some good stuff. And this does not come from Stallone, but it comes from other people. Who's the guy behind Yellowstone?
Oh, Kevin Costner.
No, well, it's Kevin Costner, but whoever the guy is.
Oh, behind it.
That did Tulsa King and all those. He must be, from what I've heard, and I actually have some pretty good inside knowledge, I would think. He must be Tyler something. Does that sound right? Look it up.
He's a genius. Whoever he is a fucking genius.
Well, Yellowstone's, basically over. Costner can't handle another minute with the guy. And I've not heard this from Stallone, but I've heard Tulsa King is going to be short-lived just because this guy is such a prick.
I don't know anything about that. But have you seen Horizon yet?
Yes, and I liked it.
It's great.
It's a little woke in parts, a little bit, but not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, I'm okay with a little woke. I'm a little okay. I'm not extremely woke. I'm not okay with that. But let people be people. I don't give a fuck. Again, I don't give a fuck.
Hey, Dallas. The noble savage is an old idea, and I want to tell you something. What's his name? What? Sheridan. Taylor Sheridan. Yeah, I hear he's just a dick, but who cares? Who cares? No, but I want to tell you, having studied my history, and I'm going to be politically incorrect. Okay.
That's okay.
I go to Japan twice a year. Okay. I'm in love with Japan. Yeah. And when you say Asian, the difference between a Japanese person and a Chinese person is like the difference between someone from Cincinnati and Mars.
Oh, really?
So they don't like being grouped together.
Right.
Now, I'm telling you I have real knowledge of this. I don't want to get into it, but there were tribes that were absolutely bloodthirsty, kill, rape, and terrifying, uncivilized maniacs. And they're in your backyard. Well, what are the white man doing here and all this? Okay, whatever. That's a separate argument. There were groups that were highly educated, very, very peaceful, but they were, we say Native Americans. There were groups of them that were absolutely mass murderers.
Well, I think,
and then there were others that were very civilized, and they all grouped together. And is it a tragedy? Yes. Is it unfair? But this idea now of the right? They're the wisest and they know, and we're just, the dumb whitey. It wasn't like that, of course. But I liked Horizon. He had 6 of them planned, and he was going to do 2 at a time. And the first one came out. It's long. It's 3.5 hours. And it's Kevin Costner's Western, and it was a setup. And so how do you put 2.5 hours? I thought it was more like 3 hours, but whatever.
It was 2 hours and 45 minutes, actually.
Okay. We're splitting the difference. So my point is, I sat there and I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the other 4. But people, it was a setup, so you don't get an ending.
Yeah, of course.
And people went, well, screw this. 2 hours and 45 minutes. So the poor bastard.
It's just 10 hours of fucking film.
He is not going to be able to finish it now. The other one is finished, so we're going to get 2 of the 6. It's too bad because I thought it was a nice, big dream that Kevin Costner had.
I'll tell you what, boy, that's another cat who fucking puts his balls out there and fucking swings for the fences and hits 95% of the time. So
he's woke.
Great the way he came back in Yellowstone and just killed it again.
The train station. Take him to the train station.
I think I love all the draft day. Fucking Bull Durham. Who does it? If you don't like
Tim Robbins in the panties. Robbins. That's just hilarious. Okay. All right. So let's wrap it up here. I think this is the longest one we've ever done. And that's what every woman says that's ever slept with me. Let me. Hey, I asked my wife if I was the only one DDP, and you know what she said? Yes. The others were 8s and 9s. Okay. This guy comes home. And he's got a note in his pocket that says "Fast Lisa," and his wife hits him in the head with a frying pan. What's with Fast Lisa? No, honey, I was out at Arlington Racetrack. It's a horse. Come on. Oh, she apologizes. The next week he comes home. Week later, gets hit in the head with a bigger frying pan. He goes, wait, honey, what happened? She goes, your horse called. She's pregnant. Okay. I think I told that last week, but whatever. It's my joke right now. All right. DDP, you were apprehensive. People missed the beginning of the show because of, this is a Mickey Mouse operation. Not that we're done by Disney. It's just Ralph does everything Mickey Mouse and half-ass and shitty. Love you, Ralph. So they missed the beginning of the show. Are you happy you came on?
Absolutely.
Do you remember the friendship and the mango martinis we had? Yes.
This is my buddy. I drank mango martinis, and boy, did we get fucked up that night. That was
red light to Marche. And do you remember the very feminine guy in chaps with the mohawk brought us over another pitcher at Marche? That was a night. Dude, we got waylaid.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Do you watch any Corrigan stuff? Did you watch his miniseries on CW? Billy Corrigan?
I didn't know he had one.
He did. It's fantastic.
I want to see it.
There's a guy on there.
What's the name of it?
Billy Corrigan.
Ask Ralph.
Ralph, what's Billy Corrigan's TV show? I think it's called Carnival or something. Look it up, Ralph.
I'll definitely check it out. I love Billy.
Anyway, I hope he makes it with his new wrestling. And I want to tell you, DDP, there's a guy on there that you just instantly know the guy's got it, and he's really something. They're selling out shows now. Do you know? I know his wrestling name. Do you know a guy named? I believe you know him. Do you know a guy named Brian Idol?
I've heard of him.
You know him. You don't know his fake name. Brian Idol's his fake name. Anyway, he steals the show. He's the heel wrestler of the show, and he's just you got to see it. Anyone look it up? Billy Corrigan's wrestling show. What's it called? Come on. And then let's put up DDP's. Yeah, but that doesn't say the name of it. It's already out. You can download it today.
Adventures in
Carneyland. Okay.
Adventures in what?
Carneyland.
Carneyland.
Just put in Corrigan and wrestling. And then listen, folks, I'm really getting I'm telling you, X has really I'm really loving X now, and we're getting a lot of hits. I am so shadow banned on Instagram, but can you put up what Instagram looks like? My name, I own the name Mancow. DDP owns the Diamond Cutter, and he has things copyrighted. Mancow is copyrighted, and I have sent legal letters to these people. They don't care. That is the real me, okay? Right. That is the real me. That's me right there. So jump on Instagram, please, and follow me. I don't even care if you look at it just to piss them off because they're really trying to smother me here. The DDP website, DDP. I'm sure Ralph could put it up.
Fucking lawyers take care of that shit.
Well, it's great, except that Instagram doesn't respond.
Is it Instagram or X?
X is fantastic.
Okay.
God bless Elon for now until he replaces us all with his robots. I went by the showroom on Michigan Avenue or near Michigan Avenue, and they had a robot standing there. And there's Diamond Dallas Page's website.
Yeah, that's my speaker website, dude. I've been loving speaking. It's been. Yeah, I don't like to do it too often, but when except my buddy Marlon Ransom, who's from Chicago.
Yeah.
You want to know, Cal? It goes back to now. Wait a second, the real Mancow. Okay, all right, but I don't see that.
Show me.
I see this picture.
That's not me.
That's not you.
That's bullshit.
Mancow. All right. Well, okay, there we are.
Look for the cartoon. Let me see it.
I see it. You're there.
Okay, and follow me.
Yeah, well, I'm done.
Do you see what I'm doing there?
Yep, I see what you're doing there.
Okay, so I did. So I'm gonna
follow Diamond Dallas Page on the same thing.
I'll do it here. Follow Diamond
Hey,
Dallas
Todd,
Page.
you know what I'm about to do?
What?
I'm about to start doing German, Spanish, French. I've got this cat.
AI.
Yes.
Yeah.
And same stuff I put up, I'm going to put it in other countries, man.
I saw our buddy Billy Corgan, Smashing Pumpkins, doing interviews in Spanish, and I said, brother, credit. I did not know you spoke such eloquent, fluent Spanish. And he goes, I don't. It's AI. It's AI. Yeah. And he's having another kid, so congratulations. I know he'll be watching this. He's tonight in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and I'm going to be at the show in Detroit on the 4th. So anyway, Diamond, I usually end with, as my mom always said, shut up. But I want to end.
Wait, before we do,
yeah.
You listen to any new artists right now?
Yes. Music?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm listening to. My audience won't like what I'm going to say. I've been listening to. I don't know how to say his name. Ray Montague. I don't think that's how you say his name. Lay Montague or whatever. I've been listening to something called Jungle. I've been listening to, which I saw him 20 years ago, but I'm back kind of listening to Cage the Elephant. My girls have been home for the summer. I got 2 daughters in college. So this is kind of something we can all agree on.
Well, let me ask you, have you heard of my boy, Teddy Swims?
Yes. Yes.
This guy's
Teddy Swims, yeah.
Yeah, he like before he even had any record deal, anything.
Teddy Swims.
He was putting stuff up on YouTube, which is phenomenal. Like I saw at one point, he was doing a Tim McGraw song, and Tim McGraw had a video of himself listening to Teddy, watching Teddy, and filming it. And at the end, he put hashtag Teddy Swims duet. Tim McGraw duet.
Teddy
Swims. Was actually.
So you like country music?
Well, no, he's not really country. He's really a bit of everything, kind of like my boy Jelly Roll is. Like Jelly's a bit of everything.
Jelly Roll.
That cat, another.
That came out of nowhere. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, so back over, both of those guys, were just friggin' clawing trying to get that spot, and they both come up at the same time. And of course, Jelly Roll is on a different stratosphere right now. But you watch Teddy Swims, man. He is such a heartfelt, sweet guy. I met him because he was a fan, and then I became a fan of his. And together, over the last 5 years, we've stayed in direct contact, and I love helping mentor young men to become what their potential is.
It's like that Mick Jagger was always, was a big Mancow fan. He was kind of a pest, but I like some of the Stones music. I have the same kind of story. No, you know who was a big Mancow fan, which shocks me. This one shocks me. Van Morrison. Yeah, Van the man. And I think it's based on our politics. I think he can relate. And boy, they are going through hell right now in Ireland. All right, and my go-to, of course, are always the Kinks. The Moody Blues. Oh, I wanted to tell you the Moody Blues. You know what Justin Hayward says to me, the lead singer of the Moody Blues? It goes back to what Ali says. Justin Hayward, the Moody Blues. You know the Moody Blues?
Of course.
Okay, you ready? Mancow, what you resist persists. What a perfect ding. Give us a bang and we'll say goodbye.
Mancow, it's been your pleasure to feel the bang.
Bang! Boom! Love you. Bye-bye.
We'll
All
do
right,
it
man.
again.
Glad you did it.
See ya. Thank you, Cal.